Okay. Making this video basically a couple days after Tuesday, and I saw a brand new day Friday night. So I'm making this a couple days after Saturday's video I did with brand new day. Just things I would have done that I think I would have had a 10 out of 10 movie for me, not anyone else, but for me personally, would have been a 10 out of 10. I've been watching reviews of the movie and stuff. I understand it's probably like 2 billion now? I think they were saying after the end of this week it's going to be around 2 billion. So, nice. Sorry, my hair is all frizzy. It's humid like all. But this is going to be spoilers, so if you don't want to, if you haven't seen it, it's 2 weeks old now. If you haven't seen it, I guess go. Because I'm not going to hold back on spoilers, man. This whole thing, I'm just going to say what I want in this movie. First off, I would not have the first MCU X-Men in a Spider-Man movie. I'm sorry. Sadie Sink was cool. I love Sadie Sink. She's a great actress. She's my favorite part in Stranger Things. She's one of my favorite characters. Right there with Steve and Robin. It's Max, Steve, Robin. They're my favorite characters. So, I would have had her as maybe Mary Jane? I'm sorry. So maybe have her show up as X-Men somewhere else. I don't know. I like the Punisher, but the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner. Yes, it was cool seeing the Hulk be the Hulk and not being a lame CGI Bruce Banner, basically. Just let the Hulk be the Hulk, man. It's like the Hulk has been mistreated since Infinity War. And it's kind of the same. It's like, so, yeah, it's like, but I would replace the Hulk with a Spider-Man villain, the Lizard. Say it's a Spider-Man villain who has basically the same abilities as the Hulk. You know, like, makes sense. A guy working on mutations, trying to hold back his mutation, so he builds an inhibitor. Simple for the Lizard to do. It's like the Hulk is easy to replace with that, or there's other characters that mutate. In Spider-Man, you had Morbius holding back his vampirism with that. Even though I don't think vampires have technically been confirmed for the MCU. But you could have had that. You could have had I don't know, maybe some other person. Spider-Man has, I'm drawing blanks, but there's a lot of people who mutate in Spider-Man. You have Iguana. You have Iguana. You can have an Iguana be your spot, take the Hulk spot. You could have had Armadillo. Yeah, right there. There's a couple people you could have replaced the Hulk with, who have mutations, and two of which, Morbius and Doc Connors, are scientists who are doing technology trying to hold back the mutations. It would fit. But we got the Hulk. So that was one change I would make. I would have an actual Spider-Man scientist be that. Maybe even introduce Norman Osborn. Being like, hey, I'm holding back my goblin-ness that I have. And yeah, have Norman be the Hulk. Well, it's like, oh, you have plenty of people that could have been taking the Hulk's spot. Have Norman become the Goblin. They could have done the Ultimate Goblin. Woo! Imagine having a giant fire monster. Yeah, that might have been interesting. I don't like the Ultimate Goblin like that. I like the classic Goblin, but yeah, we could have had that. The Hand. I would have replaced the Hand with what are they called? The Guardians. What are they, the Guardians? The Vault Guardians. That's what they are. The guys in green armor, who basically are they're guarding special U.S. facilities. You know, a place that has a bunch of stolen tech. Most of the time, they're there for symbiotes. But a Vault Guardian being there, they could take the place of the Hand. Thought off, I would replace. That's not much though to talk about though, because yeah, the Hand could have been replaced with the Guardian instead of some temporary knockout villains type deal. I would have had what's it called? Chasm be the main villain. Chasm takes over humans because of a virus. He goes into people's minds and he's a virus. Which is basically what Jean Grey was doing for the entire movie. Sadie Sink. She's a virus hopping from body to body. Like Chasm. So we could have had the same storyline with Spider-Man characters. That's one thing I would have changed. And these Spider-Man characters could have introduced more. But if you really needed to use Jean Grey, I would have had the final act, instead of having the Hulk show up in the Hand, I would have used Tombstone and Scorpion. I would keep Scorpion and have Tombstone, and Boomerang and Ramrod and Trantra. Keep those in the movie. But at the final fight, I'll have Punisher and Spider-Man versus those five. No Sadie Sink, just those five versus Spider-Man. Like almost a Sinister Six type deal, but only five people, kind of like the last movie. You can replace one of them or whatnot, have 3 versus 2 or something. But I think that would have been all Spider-Man characters, all people, even Punisher is a Spider-Man character. So you could replace, you could keep Punisher here, but and keep people that are actually in the movie, that you filmed scenes with in the movie. But, and Sadie Sink could have been Mary Jane. Like, shock everyone. Be like, here's Mary Jane Watson. It's like, new love interest for Peter. Especially since how Michelle Jones and Peter was, though. It's like, they're going to be friends, but I don't think they'll be a couple anytime soon. Man. Probably in the last movie, which from what I understand, Tom Holland signed up for a total of 3 more movies plus like 2 MCU grab movies. So there's like 4 movies coming out with Tom Holland. So yeah, you could have had Mary Jane show up, which would have blown everyone's mind when she walked on stage in the film and be like, "Hey, I'm Mary Jane Watson." I think that would have been funny. It would have been one of those scenes like Andrew Garfield showing up where the whole audience just flips out because it's someone. I think that would have been that type of reaction. This movie really didn't have any of that. This movie was good, but didn't have any oh my geez moments. So I think small changes like that, they don't even need to have all these. They just need to have some. Well, just do some of this stuff. One thing I really want, from what I understand, they have cut out like 30 to 40 minutes, maybe 50 minutes of scenes. There are deleted scenes that might equal another hour. There was a lot from what I understand. I want that on Blu-ray. I want an extended edition or a director's cut where we get every scene cut out from the movie. We had Rosario Dawson as Night Nurse. We had all the villains at the opening credits. Well, Tarantula and Boomerang and Tombstone and Ramrod. They all had fight scenes. And there were more. There were more actors, from what I understood from Scorpion, the guy who played Scorpion and the guy who played Tombstone. There are more villains that you guys didn't see because they cut them out of the movie. Rosario Dawson was one of them. Night Nurse, who makes sense why she wouldn't take off Peter Parker's mask. She's at the end. We could have. So I want the deleted scenes. I want to see all of them. Release them all. There was so many of them, from what I understand. I get the fact that they probably don't match up, but I want those scenes. If they really needed X-Men, they could have added X-Men, but I think Kitty Pryde would have been a better choice. That's another thing I would have changed. Because Kitty Pryde and Spider-Man have been boyfriend and girlfriend. To be fair, they really did a terrible job with Kitty Pryde in the old X-Men movies. What was it? 3 people played her before. 2 people played Kitty Pryde before X3, and then what was her name? Their name? I have no idea what to call them anymore. I can't remember. I haven't been having good sleep, so I'm sorry. But yeah, have Kitty Pryde be in the movie. Of course, having Silk as a cameo, woo! Yeah. And another thing I would have done, have Jane DeWolf's partner. I can't remember what his name is. But he is Sin Eater. I said Sin Killer in the review. It's Sin Eater. Yeah. Have him be just show up, be like meet my partner, Jane DeWolf, and Spider-Man are talking. He's like, hey, my partner. Da, da, da. I would probably remember it, but it's been a while since I did anything with that storyline. Even though, man, those comics for Jane DeWolf, I was just looking like, hey, maybe I should pick those up, that storyline up. Like, there's a paper trade for it, and omnibus and stuff like that for the death of Jane DeWolf. It went from like $15 to about $70. I think that's because of Brand New Day. It's like 2 months ago, it was like nothing. Also, it's like I was just looking at past sales and it just skyrocketed. I'm like, I bet that's why. So, yeah, there's that. I love the fact that they had Jane the Wolf in it. Oh, that's such a great. I'm so happy. I was more excited about that than like most of the other stuff that happened in this movie. She was the best like review. Like I saw her show up and it's like, hey, I'm D Wolf. It's like, I'm slapping my sister's leg. It's like, D Wolf, how do they have her in this movie? And how was it a secret? It's the best thing. That was one of the like. And then Cindy Moon showed up and I was like, Cindy. And my sister's like, I don't get what you're doing. Like, yeah. But yeah, it's like it was still a 9 out of 10, but I think it could have been a 10 out of 10 if they stuck with Spider-Man characters. Like I said, the characters that they used, they could have simply just switched. Like the big businessman who's in charge of an army could have been Tombstone. The minions could have been Vault Guardians if they really wanted to stick with the Hand could have been Vault Guardians if they really wanted to stick with a military force like the Hand is, like ninjas. They could have had Vault Guardians because most of the Vault Guardians used like taser sticks and repulsor blasts because of symbiotes. So they could have used all that without having what they did. The Hulk could have been replaced with the Wizard or Morbius or one of these other villains that transform Norman. If they really wanted Norman Osborn to be like big green Hulk type thing, they could have done that. And it would be comic book accurate because they kind of seem like they're pulling from everywhere with the MCU. But I think it's just now just to get Jean Grey into the MCU and a villain for the X-Men to face. Because clearly this guy's making inhibitors or collars for Jean. And I get the fact that they didn't do Men's Spider because of the fact that it's a PG-13 movie and Men's Spider's transformation would make it like rated R. But they didn't want to scare kids. But at the same time, if we got a movie with Man Spider, 10 out of 10 movie. Just a pure 10 out of 10 movie. Have Punisher and Kraven hunt down Spider-Man as Man Spider. Perfect. Heck, they could have just done it with Punisher hunting down Man Spider. I just say Kraven just because of the fact that I'm like 90s cartoon series, man. Heck, I think they even had Morbius. Wow. Yeah, they literally just could have done the Man Spider arc. Because Morbius would be the guy trying to cure his vampirism. Peter would be trying to figure out how to stop his mutation, which would relate to Man Spider, which have Punisher in the movie to stop who's hunting Morbius because Morbius is a vampire killing people. Have this movie should have been rated R and it should have been directed by me. I would probably have a 10 out of 10 movie right now. Heck, even for the Wizard in it, just for an extra mutation person that both Morbius and Spider-Man are trying to track down because he has the cure to those mutations. I'm sorry. That would have been perfect. But we got a okay movie that I still enjoy. I love all the practical effects. There was like not a lot of CGI, which I was getting sick and tired of. I'm getting sick and tired of CGI and digital stuff. I get it if I'm uploading a video on YouTube, which is digital, but it was just getting old. Everything CGI was getting old. Like, even with PlayStation talking about getting rid of physical copies, which is probably gonna happen with DVDs and CDs very soon, which really sucks. Because right now, I don't listen to much music. And I used to listen to music every day, but I won the hard way. Because I had iTunes, I had Amazon, I had Spotify. And I won the hard way that if an artist doesn't want a song to exist, they will just delete it. And then my devices deleted all my music. All of my devices. I think I still have Spotify, but I can't log into it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm kind of ticked. And then there's just people like, hey, I'm on another rant. I'm sorry. But yes, I think Spider-Man Brand New Day is still a 9 out of 10 movie. I just don't like the fact that the Spider-Man characters, the actual Spider-Man villains, got cameo roles. Like, it's a Spider-Man movie, and you give the villains that you show cameos. Like, Scorpion has the biggest role, and it's like 10 minutes at max. It's like, here's Scorpion at the beginning. Here's Scorpion being transformed. Here's Scorpion being fighting Spider-Man. I think it's probably like 8 minutes max. 10 minutes max, 8 minutes probably minimum. Like, it's like not a big role for a 2.5 hour movie. So, I want more. I want more Spider-Man villains in my Spider-Man show. Okay? Especially Tombstone. I heard who they had. What was it? Not Ellen Davis. What was his name? The big guy. Who literally looks like Tombstone. It's like, when I heard he was going to be Tombstone in this movie, I'm like, perfect casting. Heck, he's even the voice of Tombstone in the Spider-Verse series. Perfect casting. All of a sudden, it's like he's holding Spider-Man up, and that's all you see of him. Is 5 seconds, maybe 20 seconds of Tombstone. Kind of made me sad. And then it's like, here's Tarantula and Boomerang. I'm like, ooh. I knew they would only be just cameos because how they were framed in the trailers, but yeah, kind of sad again. Same thing with the Jackal. When I heard the Jackal is going to be in the movie, I suspected the Jackal would actually be in the movie, not a little cameo because he said something and it said the Jackal's name. Otherwise, you wouldn't know who it was. Or the fact that the bear in the movie is called Green Jackal. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out if Ned's like Raging Fire or whatever energy drinks were in the Easter egg or something. I can't. They're there for a reason, and they're prominent. They're more prominent than the Green Jackal. Well, I don't know if they're actually like an Easter egg to something, but I don't know. I think we could have done the same movie with Spider-Man characters instead of random Marvel characters who really don't have a reason to be in a Spider-Man movie. I'm sorry. There is part of me that believes that Jean's sister Sarah is still alive. It's just the last things he sent to Jean was VMAX, which is a Pokemon card. But yeah, I think Sarah might show up again. Maybe the Goblin Queen would be Sarah. I'm just one of those people. I'm like, we could have had a 10 out of 10 Spider-Man movie if they would have used Spider-Man characters in the Spider-Man movie. That all the Spider-Man villains had cameo roles. It kind of bugs me. But, by the way, Jean Grey should be in prison. Like, I don't care about the mind control. Jean Grey does that all the time. But what she does with the people with mind control is a criminal act. So much so that she has a guy walk into traffic and hits a ride on a taxi. If you get my drift. See, that guy might not be alive anymore. And she did that. I already said spoiler review, so if you're this far and you get upset at me because I'm talking about plot lines, I'm sorry. I told you. But yeah, Jean held a guy at hostage with metal sods or window sods or something. Like pieces of grass, maybe. I can't remember. I only saw the movie once, and it was like midnight when time I got out of the field. Also, there's that. But it's like it's like this is criminal acts. Like more criminal acts she has done than Wanda. Until Wanda's Multiverse of Madness, which Wanda then did some criminal acts. But I don't know. I was okay with the movie. I'm still a 9 out of 10. Mainly because I like the costume. I like the non-CGI moments. Great look. The action was cool. I still like seeing the Hulk versus Spider-Man and Punisher. I like seeing Punisher in a Spider-Man movie. Like, is this the first time that an actual Netflix character had a big role in a MCU movie? Like, I don't like Daredevil was in No Way Home, but that was a cameo. Like his role was like Reston the Scorpion. So there was that. I think this is the first time a Netflix character shows up in an MCU movie for an actual role, which is great. I like John Bonfar, cool actor. Liked him in Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Don't get me started on Walking Dead, though. there was one scene. I started watching Walking Dead. I bought the first 4 seasons, and then season 5 happened, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm not missing out on anything. I bought a bunch of DVDs for like $60, all of them. I'm done. That was my experience with Walking Dead. Talk about bad storytelling. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll make a video right after this talking about how bad Walking Dead is. I don't know. See you guys next time. It's 40 minutes. Let me know if you agree with me. If you would make changes to this movie. Like, you could even use a symbiote. Like Venom or Carnage as the person controlling other people. And it would still make more sense than Jean Grey. Heck, it was a symbiote. You can even have them do the evil things that they do, that Jean does. And it would make more sense. I say that as I was just saying, Chasm should have been the villain for the movie. Because Chasm literally has mind control powers where he takes control of people. Oh, Maximum Carnage movie? Yeah. I could use that too. I would love that movie. But, yeah. Okay. I'll see you guys next time.